Hello, folks, and welcome to Dating Dilemmas Day 15. Thank goodness we're here. We've been having some technical difficulties, but we're going to try to kind of come in here, do what we need to do for you guys today, and be out. Hopefully, everything stays on point. Anyway, my name is Joy Walters, and I am your love and law advocate. And what that means is that I am licensed to practice law in the province of Ontario here in Canada. I handle small claims court matters. I handle landlord-tenant. I handle human rights claims, so a lot of civil matters. So if you need to sue someone for, they owe you money, they wronged you, I'm the girl to talk to. Also, in addition to that, I've helped women with for over 24 years now in their love life. I've been helping them to navigate, to make better decisions, and to find the man that they're looking for. Here with me today, and as always, is my sidekick, my husband in my knight in shining armor, Bobby. And he's really here to demonstrate the male perspective, but he's been really saying some really great things. I don't know, I may have to put him as co-host, instead of sidekick, Anyway, yes. So today we're talking about excuse number 4. This week we're addressing the excuses that people use not to date. And so since we're addressing number 4 is that you've had a lot of bad dates. I've heard people complain a lot about this. A lot of ladies say, I dated this guy and he did this, I dated this guy and he did that. You know what? Life is full of bad experiences. It is what it is, right? We don't have to make that be the reason why we decide not to go on a date. So we should give up love in our lives, companionship, someone to share our nights with, our days with, travel with, have children with, really do all the great things in life with. Why? Because you've had some bad dates. Honestly, really? I mean, I think we can all say that we've had bad experiences in every aspect of our life on some level. But do you give up? One thing I often say to a lot of my clients, I had this lady a while back, I don't know if I mentioned her before, but she didn't want to spend money on coaching. She wanted to spend money on me helping her to find the love of her life. And I really told her that I really felt that she wasn't ready for that. And as a result, I lost her as a client, but that's okay because I needed to live in integrity and be authentic, right? And what I realized is that, everybody wants the good stuff, but you go through stuff. You're not willing to do what it takes to have what you need to have. You have bad experiences, but you don't give up on the things that you ultimately want. And the thing about it is this, it's okay, right? It's gone bad, it happens, but you know what? You keep on trudging along, right? Have I had bad dates? I don't know. I didn't date a lot before, Bobby. It was kind of never like my style. I'm the type of girl that kind of pays very close attention before I jump in with someone. I don't like the jumping and guessing and hoping, right? So I kind of analyze the situation and see, is this a guy for me? Maybe so. Okay, let me try this, right? Type of thing. Anyway, what do you want to add to that, Bobby, in terms of people saying that their reasoning for giving up or not wanting to date is because they've had too many bad experiences? Is that really a reason to give up on love? I don't think so.
Really, I think that's an excuse, right?
Well,
because
we're talking about excuses.
when you get fired from a job or quit a job, most of us don't say no, screw it, I'm done, right? What you do, you start looking for the next job, and you get fired from that next job, you start looking for the next one, and then the other one, and the other one, right? So it's a matter of what's important the most, right? And for some people, relationship and all the other stuff get put on the back burner, right? People worry about getting the job, worry about money, worry about finances, all them other stuff, and those things become big things. And we know that that's huge because you have to live and you have to sustain. But the bottom line is, where people get into a lot of confusion is because of the story, like we said, the story what people tell themselves. The story that's going on in your mind 24/7, that plays in your mind, plays in your psyche every day of the week, right? That's just what comes out to play when you're in a relationship, because what you tell yourself on a continuous basis is what comes up in your relationship. It comes up in your behavior. It comes up in your attitude. So if you're negative against men, among men or towards men, when you're in a relationship with a guy, that's going to show. And you can try to pretty it up, because like they said, you could throw lipstick on a pig and put a dress on a pig. It's still going to be a pig. And you're still going to eat the bacon anyway, right? So at the end of the day, it's all about where you stand as an individual. And like we said yesterday, a lot of people jump from one thing to the next without even doing some personal analyzation, right? Because if you, right? I have to make it up. Why not? You're making stuff up every day, right? Okay, so analyzation, and we keep it moving, right? So when you really take the mirror off you and it becomes everybody else, this is where the excuse comes in, because it's easier to say you because all I see is you, right? People don't see them. And when you don't see yourself, this is when you make excuses and do the same thing over and over again. Because why would you change if you're not paying attention to yourself? There's nothing to change. As far as you're concerned, everything else is wrong with the world. And it goes right back to the directive aspect of what we were talking about. People pay attention to everybody else and expect the rest of the outside world to change towards them. What makes you so special?
You know, you're always asking that question. And, you know, like I said, we're talking about, you know, having too many bad dates. But again, remember this, the bad dates, unfortunately, folks, are a reflection of yourself, right? On some level, they're just showing you an aspect of yourself. Whatever that is in you, they're just demonstrating that. Just remember, you are the actor, the director, the writer, and everything in your play, right? So, you know, you control all of that. And so when you see these other people coming onto your stage and they're performing on levels or in ways that you don't want, you have to say, why, right? Where did these actors come from? You know, who brought them here? You know, you attracted them into your play. They have a role to play. They need to demonstrate something to use, right?
Yeah, well, you see, here's the thing. Here's a problem where people just, like I keep saying before, right? If you are paying attention, right, to everybody else that comes into your life, you pay attention to what they do, what they say, and how they act. A lot of us have this judgmental stance where we say, okay, you know what? Let me sit here and let them tell me everything I need to know so I can write them off my list, right? That is just fear. You're just acting from a side of fear, and you do that fake thing where you go out and you date people, but you already know the reason why you're dating them is to say, I did it.
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say, that the truth of the matter is that when you get in there, it's almost like, okay, watch what's going to happen. So it's just like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And then, okay, say it didn't work again.
Okay, watch me fall down. Right. There, here we go. Right? So here's the thing. It's like, you have to realize this, right? That's just, you know, taking a lot of time to do, like wasting a lot of time to say.
Yep.
Because, listen, if you're just going to do something just for the hell of it, don't do it.
Well, you know what, let me just add something before you continue here. I just want to interject. You know, what I hear a lot of these days is people, you know, they don't want people wasting their time. Too many people are saying, well, I don't want them wasting my time. But just remember, every time you go out on these meaningless dates that you're not really willing to give yourself to, or in those moments, you're just wasting your time anyway. See, people think that it's always everybody else that's doing those things to them. You've totally diminished yourself already. You've already said, I'm going to go out on the date, but here we go again. And you do it, and then when it doesn't work out, another one. See, you proved your theory, right? And you know how law of attraction works. At the end of the day, you know, if you believe something, the universe is just going to prove it to you further and further. So it's better to have great thoughts, don't you think? Think the best, absolutely the best when you get into a dating scenario, right? So you got to really stop looking at those ones out there. They're just telling you something about yourself. Use them as markers to say, oh, so this is where I am. I'm still thinking these thoughts. I'm still believing these things. I'm not thinking that I'm fabulous and wonderful and that people want to date me, right? And I mean it in the best way, Bobby, honestly.
Yeah. Right? Well, let's get going to brass tacks here, right? Now, yes, you can say all those fabulous things about yourself. But if you don't feel like it, then it doesn't even matter anymore.
No, you have to believe it. I know that. Right? They have to believe it, right?
So, exactly. So I'm saying it's all nice and it's all gravy and everything is fabulous and the sun is shining and the birds are singing. It's great. It's fabulous in the hood, right? But the thing of the matter is, you know, the truth of the matter is how you feel inside. And we have people that go around and they smile and they fake and everybody else, everything is okay, everything is fine. It's fine. Lie. And they tell all these jokes that's really actually it is, because your life is not fine. Things are not great, right? Well, yet you go out and you're fake and you pretend, right? This is the kind of thing that happens also when people are dating. Sometimes the fakeness is just to a new height, right? And like I said, that's why I said you have to be careful when you're in a relationship that's in an early state, because what you don't want to do is, like you said before, is start making long-term decisions, because you don't know how that's going to unfold, right? So when you're going out on a date and you're crossing off and you're ticking off and you're doing all that, don't, because like I said, remember, when people are on date, they're on their best behavior. Okay. you know, a lot of people, they make sure they look pretty and get all done up and everything is perfect because now they're in the spotlight, so they're playing into it, right?
Okay.
But then, like I said, when it gets more interesting and when you start to really look at it now is when you've gone on that many dates, the relationship is progressed and you start having more, you know, whatever, right? You can start making some decisions moving further on than if you're going to start making decisions right away. Because like we said, people cut people off right away, right? Without even really taking a moment to say, you know what? If I give this some time, this can develop into something, right?
But if people see signs already, Bobby, that they don't have an interest in that person, why? Again, that's wasting time, right?
But listen, yes, we can see stuff in the person that we don't like. But here's where, like I said, society can screw that up big time.
Well, we know society already plays a role.
Yeah, so right? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you where it can play a role. Okay. So take for instance, we go to a date. We go in a restaurant, right? And I said to this girl, okay, meet me at the restaurant. So we met up at the restaurant. Right away, she looked me from head to toe. Didn't like too much, right? So the conversation was vague. It wasn't really. There was no interest. There was no heart. So you know, being a nice guy that I am, I wrapped the date up early because why would I continue with the useless, go nowhere date, right? Now, as we walking out of the restaurant, she kind of stayed back and was walking really, really slow to see what kind of car I'm going to drive. Interestingly, right? I drove out in a brand new Jaguar sports car. These people know what these cars are. They are top of the line cars.
Okay, guy.
And just for the heck of it, I pull up to her and say, you know what? The last date wasn't such a good date. How about going on the next date? Yeah, sure, let's go. And the next date, you can see that the conversation is going to change now. It's going to be a lot more interest, right? Because, like we said, people will not look to grade people on their character, right? People look to grade and make decisions on what you have, right? With its materialistic things, what you have, and what they see they can get from you. Remember, it's not all the stuff that you're talking about that matters anymore, right? Because if those are the things that matters anymore, marriage would have lasted a lot longer, and relationship would have lasted a lot longer. So the truth of the matter is, like we said before, this is where, you know, society comes in and brainwash and just poison anybody that comes into that relationship, because instead of taking what you've learned from the relationship, we take all the burned feelings, we take all the bad baggages from the relationship, we take the hurt, the cheating, the lying, the whatever, and we take that from the relationship, bring that in the next relationship, right, or whatever, bring that in the next one without even really saying, what did I learn?
Okay, so I'm trying to get where you're going with this. So okay, so we're talking about you've had too many bad dates. So what are you saying? You've had certain experiences now dating that you've carried over, or assuming that because short term it worked out like this, there's nothing valuable there, and that's why?
Yeah, it's like corrupted thoughts. It's corrupted thoughts.
Okay.
Everything that happened in the previous relationship, like I said before.
Or dating situation we're talking about.
Dating situation before, right? Like I said, instead of taking what we've learned, which can help us to even in the next
future,
one, we take the negative stuff, right? We take all the bad stuff because we are more interested in about defending ourselves, protecting ourselves.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
You hear that term a lot. Dodge the bullet. I think I dodged the bullet. Right. So when you go into the relationship trying to say, oh, I'm going to dodge a bullet, you're going to dodge a relationship and dodge a guy that you can have a relationship, or dodge the girl, because you're going in trying to dodge and try to be Neo in the Matrix, and you're trying to dodge bullets, right?
Okay.
So with this kind of defensive, I got to save myself behavior, this is why relationship and things are not lasting too long, because it's out of defensive mechanism. People go into relationship and dates defensively, and because they go into dates defensively, it's hard to get a reading, right? So therefore, you're, like I said, if there's two people on a date and they're both defensive, that's not going anywhere.
Well, it's not healthy, and they're really not learning about each other.
So it's not going anywhere. Nobody wants to give. Right?
And
when it becomes a situation where I don't want to give because I'm protecting myself, and she doesn't want to give because she's protecting herself, then if nobody's open and nobody's giving, then like I said, it's not going anywhere. It's just wasting time doing things that's not going anywhere, right?
To say
And
they
like
did
said,
it, I guess.
yeah. And if you're in a relationship, you're in a date, and that date is dry, save yourself the misery, right? Don't even order any food. Order water first
Well,
and
a lot of them
talk.
are meeting at coffee shops these days anyway, it seems. So people want to
Order
spend their
the
money, the guys want
cheapest
to
stuff
spend,
on the menu.
right?
Because, like I said, if that date's going nowhere, you want to bail early, right? Save yourself the headache and the migraine, right? So when you go on dates, after the first date, don't be so quick to order. Take some time. Yeah, because you know what? Honestly, to be honest, listen.
I don't.
And the reason why I'm saying this is that, well, you're not going to agree with it, but I'm going to say it anyway,
but I'm going
right?
to say my point of view.
Yeah, and I'm going to say my point of view, and you be the judge, right? My thing is this, right? The reason why I say, if you're going on a date and you're really, really hungry, go somewhere cheap. Right? And I'm saying this, listen, I'm saying this, not even listen.
Ladies,
what I'm saying is this is that, yeah,
don't support that.
Do not
It doesn't have to be
take somebody out on a first date to a fine dining or one of those expensive restaurants, because if you're expecting that she or he is going to put out and they don't, you don't want to be devastated and really TikTok because you go there, right?
Okay, so that's a whole nother topic.
That's what I'm saying, right? So be careful about that. But anyway, that's a male
perspective, and we'll be having that debate about that.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right? The truth of the matter is this: everything is from the ground up, right? When you're going out on a date, really, what are you looking to accomplish? Right? And
no date is a bad date. Why? Because you learned something from it that you maybe don't want for the next time. I just wanted to insert that.
Right? So at the end of the day, right? Mm-hmm. Once you have an intention, really, as we said before, do not go into any date with any lifetime decisions on the mind, right? Because, like I said, it becomes a distraction. It deflects everything from the whole date because your mind is on that, and you're not paying attention to what's going on in the date. That's why we said when you go on a date, you have to be open. Just go and just go.
Well, what is dating? Dating is really about, it's what do they say? Collecting data, gathering information, getting to know the person.
Having fun.
Right? Being light and being free-spirited, right? That person owes you nothing. So, I mean, honestly, when people say they've gone on bad dates, I'm not quite sure what they mean by bad dates. I mean, did somebody grab you, rob you? What's really a bad date? He showed up and he wasn't what you thought he was supposed to be. The guy thought, the girl was, I don't know, they were supposed to sleep together and they didn't.
So they couldn't pay for 40.
Yeah, so what's really, honestly, I want to hear it from the people. What's really a bad date? So, as I mentioned before, yesterday, and I've been mentioning more, we're going to be starting our Customize Your Love Life series the first week of July. So we'll be doing it one night a week. So it'll just be a series where we're doing one night a week every week. And in Customize Your Love Life, we really want you to come with your dating scenarios. We really want to help you to solve them. We want to show you that it's really not complicated stuff, right? Come and share with us. So we'll be doing that regularly. So it's really, customizing is really just designing your love life the way you want. And if you think you don't have the capability to design your love life, you absolutely do. I did. So I know that it's possible. You get to make the decisions and you get to implement and set things the way you want to see them go. We're all creators, so you can create the relationship you want to. Anyway, so we'll be doing that. And we're going to be back here tomorrow with excuse number 5, and we'll surprise you with what that's going to be. And then next week is our last week for Dating Dilemma. So we hope that you'll join us next week as well. We'll tell you what the topic is on Monday. But until then, folks, we want to thank you again so much for joining us. We love to have you here. And we will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye for now, folks.